What is up, guys? It is your boy Thunder to the Strike here with Six Schlitzes versus Annihilate CWL Week 8 and Six Schlitzes with 114 against Annihilate's 112, so a 2-star victory for Six Schlitzes. Also average destruction over 2% more than Annihilate, so that was also pretty convincing. So yeah, great job to Six Schlitzes, GG to Annihilate. Annihilate definitely not a easy opponent. I think they're one of the most underrated clans in the CWL because they did get 3 10v10 triples, which is pretty good for for their record. Now there's 2 and 6, but yeah, they're definitely better than what their record says. And best of luck to Annihilate for the rest of the season. And Six Schlitzes advances to 5 and 3, so that's pretty good. Still leading the division, so that's pretty cool. This war was pretty awesome for us. We had 5 10v10 triples against Annihilate's 3. The breakdown was 5-15, if I'm not mistaken. So, yeah, 5 10v10 triples should allow for a 115 score, but we did fail a dip. But Annihilate did too, so that wasn't that big of a deal. Just unfortunate. It was a disconnect on our side, so that kind of sucks. But we did pull it off pretty nicely. 5 10v10s, as I said, we've never gotten so many, so maybe week 1, I'm not quite sure. But yeah, 5 10v10 triples is definitely the best in the past 6 wars, CWL wars, or 7 even. So great job to Six Schlitzes. A reason for 5 10v10 triples is, yes, we did step it up this week. We didn't need as many attacks on bases to clean them up. We did clean them up pretty quickly. We also had 3 fresh 10v10 triples because they had a few bases we faced before, so we were able to get them pretty early on, so that was also pretty cool. Six Schlitzes, we used 10 attacks on their 11s, so 10 tunnel 10 attacks, which is a 50% ratio, which is pretty good. Seeing from our past wars that we had a little bit of a struggle, so that's good to see. Annihilate used 11 attacks, so they weren't bad either. Just one base, number 5 Mills, just holding up 5 times before getting 2 stars, so that was pretty nice. So yeah, Six Schlitzes is doing well on defense, also on offense. I'm very glad to see that. The only thing which I don't think any other from our clan was satisfied with was our Tunnel 9 game. We didn't need one nuke, and we only had like 3 or 4 scouts, where Annihilate had several scouts. I think they only needed 1 nuke, 2, but they were able to like scout almost every base, so good job to Annihilate's 9s. They were definitely good, better than ours, but yeah, nothing game changing. We just have to focus a little bit more on our 9s and should be good. So let's jump straight into the replays. First raid I'm going to be showing is number 5, the Dugan, one of the 10v11 hitters that was successful twice, so great job to you, the Dugan. Abatement also doing very nicely. And yeah, just generally 10v11 squad is pretty good right now. Just developing plans together works pretty nicely. So it's coming in with 4 golems, like this 4 golem attack. First golem on the right side, creating a funnel with a few boulders and rage. Pretty standard stuff for like one side funnel, but 4 golems isn't that standard, so it's pretty nice to see here. Doesn't use any percentage grabbing troops except for that 1 wizard, but he did have 4 rages, so it's pretty unorthodox. I've never seen anything like this before. It's coming with the other 2 golems from down below here, with the rest of his bowlers. I think it's like 13 bowlers here. Jumping in, raging up, and there's no space for giant bombs, and the infernos are quite far away, so he didn't need either freeze or heal, so that was pretty nice detection here. And yeah, just the side funnels and also the entry, just making sure like wasn't hard to get all the percentage. Golem CC was also rather pleasant to take out because he didn't come in with Valks, which the defender might have anticipated, but bowlers and the king and the queen isn't like distracted as long because all the bowlers and the king can also do damage onto the golem, so wasn't that hard. And he ends up with 62%. I don't think he gets any other percent. Let's speed it up. I'm pretty sure the ending percentage is 62%. Yeah. So yeah, great job to Dugan. Great work. This war also helping out a lot as a war general. So kudos to you. Next one is Andrea, also one of the MVPs this war. Really good at scouting bases and watching through recaps, seeing if they had any bases they reused, and this was one of them. So, but yeah, we faced this base before, so we knew how to take it out. This was one of the fresh hits. It's coming in with 5 healer queen walk. He's gonna queen walk / charge all of the air defenses and come in with dragons for the rest of the base, and it is gonna work out pretty nicely. So yeah, definitely a very cool plan. Were a few minds involved in this. I think Darth was one of the main planners, so great job to Darth. And Andrea just executing perfectly. He also had a few improvisations, but it was just greatly done. Warbreakers coming in real soon, right there. And they are successful. Having a partial lure, we didn't expect it to be a like this kind of CC, because mostly you see Houndloon and yeah, this Baby Dragon Witch CC. So holds on to the second poison until they come out and receives them pretty nicely. The witch is gonna die pretty easily due to one of the poisons still being in effect. Coming down with the dragons, the king to tank one of the archer towers, and he's also gonna be clearing the right side of the trash with his ability. Rest of the dragons with a few loons. And yeah, the queen's still holding strong. Used the ability, used the second rage, but she will be alright here. And the dragons they are under heal, under rage. A few air mines here and there, but no big deal, because he does have 8 dragons at the beginning. I think he still has like 7 left, or maybe 8 even. Just a few died here. Just such a powerful raid. The Queen Walk really worked so well. And the dragons just did the rest of the job. Took out the base pretty nicely. And yeah, just very powerful dragons. Definitely not underused at Town Hall 10. Because you see quite a lot of dragon attacks. Especially the past few weeks. We've seen quite a few. So next up is number 11. Big Man 6-packed, as you can see, 10 and 11. We're only going to be looking at 11 this video, because number 10 is a very special attack, which you can check out on this channel on a separate video, because it's such an awesome triple and deserves his own own video. So stay tuned for that. He's coming in with his favorite attack, Suicide Hero Lalo. And it's going to be coming in with his heroes to take out the queen and the air defense. Lalo being... CC being a Lalo. So I'm not going to take that out. Pretty standard. I'm not sure why I'm explaining this. King is going to tank for the enemy king here. So the enemy king doesn't jump on the queen, which he would have. And the queen's going to take out the queen pretty easily with the ability. Take out the air defense and a few additional defenses, so that was pretty good. And he's got 3 hounds and 30 loons for the rest of the base. And he executes Lalo so well every time. So he's pretty experienced. Wasn't a Houndloon CC, so Wizard and Archer come out, but he doesn't have any poisons or anything because he doesn't really need them. The pups can clean up the Wizard pretty well. So you can see here, he's gonna die real soon. Yeah, he's dead. And rest of Lalo, heal, rage, backhand freeze, works perfectly, and he's just got so many loons. Freeze hits it perfectly on the Inferno and the air defense. You know, definitely what you want to be looking for on a base. If you can freeze Inferno and additional defenses, especially air defenses or expos on Lalos, and generally just not wasting the freeze in any way. So great job to Pigman. Cleanup underway really early too, so no way to bamboozle anything. Yeah, great job to you. Bring home the 6-pack. And yeah, being very consistent over the past few wars, so I'm very fond of Big Man. Next up is number 17, being Karl Marx, coming in with another attack. So we've got 3 different attacks on Tunnel 10s this war. This video, I mean. Yeah, this war too, but only in the video. He's coming in with a Gobo Lalo, split his queen from the KS just to grab an air defense and creating one side of the funnel. Funnel being very good, so there's no way the bowlers are going to walk left. And the right side funnel is also going to be awesome. He's going to come in with 1 bowler to soften up that Archer Tower and 1 loon, so he can take it out with 1 bomb only. So that was pretty awesome. Queen took out the entire compartment there, kind of walked back, but the Archer Tower did lock onto the queen, so there's no way she would have taken out the Hound, which is perfect because you don't want to pop the Hound. The Golem triggered the bombs here, so that the bowlers didn't die due to the bomb, so that was cool too. A few bowlers walked, but he didn't have enough firepower to take out what he wanted. Couldn't take out the second air defense on the KS, but that wasn't a target anyway. Just coming in with 2 hounds only for 3 air defenses, but just so heavy on a Lalo. And this is such a good Lalo. Just identifying where he needs to spell so well. Here he takes a rage because there are 2 expos. And because they have more HP than other defenses have, he brings the rage there. Freeze was perfectly timed but not perfectly placed, but the only other defense he could have frozen was the cannon, so he didn't risk it, which is understandable. 1 last haste for the backside air defense, and he does have enough loons to overwhelm it, so no problem whatsoever right there. And yeah, great job to Karl. The 5th 10v10 is also going to be saved up for a process video, because that was one of the bases we needed most hits on. It was also one of our first few 10v10s, so that was kind of scary to look at, because we threw a lot of hits in there. A lot of them were close. The plan was well developed from the beginning, but we just had to make little tweaks to make it happen, and in the end we did get it, so stay tuned for that as well. And moving on to the Tunnel 9s, we're just going to be looking at 1 raid, being Bunny, one of the 6-packers, Troublemaker also getting the 6-pack, Kryptonite, and Grundy with a 12-pack, so very nicely done by those 4 guys, actually doing well on Tunnel 9. So it's coming in with a Queen Walk, CB Goboho. That's some complicated names, but yeah. He's coming in with a split Queen Walk from his KS. It's not a Hound Loon, but he sends in a Golem and he's going to lure the CC, and he's just going to double poison, I think, here. Or double poison for the Baby Dragon. And he actually dies from that too, so he is not scared whatsoever from the Baby Dragon and the Valk and the Witch. So great job taking out the CC pretty nicely. It's actually 2 Golems there, so he does have quite a lot of tanking. Comes in with bowlers, no rage for them, but he does have a heal for the Hogs. And the Queen's still doing great. Still has her ability, use the rage for the Tesla farm, so he's taking the Tesla farm out with the Queen. The enemy Queen with the King and bowlers, and the bowlers are just gonna smash the base here. Has a second jump too, so he actually opens up the entire base for the bowlers. And few Hogs to reinforce, few loons here for the mortar. Didn't really need the backhand Hogs here, but he does send them in. Just not to have any Bamboozle, because it was a cleanup hit. And he, yeah, not letting anything to chance. Just making sure he gets a triple, and yeah, there's already only 10 seconds left on a cleanup, and he did swag the heal. Didn't drop it, but yeah, great attack. Really powerful, powerful army. You can vary this attack, either bringing 1 or 2 golems and more hogs instead. But yeah, splitting the queen from the chaos was actually a very good choice here, because CC wasn't that big of a problem. And yeah, just great job to Bunny. That was actually it for this raid, this recap against Annihilate. Next week we do have... Who do we have? I don't remember. I think it's North Watchers. Yeah, pretty sure it's North Watchers, so stay tuned for that. Definitely not War of the Week, but yeah. Gonna be looking forward to that. North Watchers currently being 2 and... yeah, I think 2 and 6 or 3 and 5, something like that. So we're definitely the expected winners going into that. I hope we can pull this off as well. And yeah, this week was definitely crazy on the CWL. There was a few things getting exposed. I'm not going to get too deep into that, but also interesting results. And yeah, gonna see you guys later. Peace out. Thunderstrike out.